the Seahawks and the Raiders. Let's talk about them, as we're now on the air on Raider Nation Radio in the great city of Las Vegas, Nevada right now. We say hello to everybody out there.
Hello.
You know, I was kind of stunned last night. Pete Carroll looking morose, showing his age. And wait a minute. I'm being told it's the exact opposite. How great was it seeing this guy bouncing around, chewing gum, doing his thing?
Chewing gum.
Dude, the autumn wind is Pete friggin' Carroll. And it's just, it was great. And Seattle of all places for him. You know, for him to be back on a sideline after a one-year sabbatical, let's call it that, where he was teaching at USC, class that Suze is picking up this fall. Nice. And as an adjunct professor. And it was just great to see him do his thing, clapping for a missed extra point, or blocked extra point, right? Even though his team's down 10. He's welcoming him back to the sideline, flipping out, wigging out, doing his thing. And I just loved seeing that. Tie game, you know, it ends 23-all. The Raiders had a chance to win it. And, you know, that field goal attempt, as we all know, left it a tie game. And listen, Gino got the start. So Gino's back with Pete in Seattle. Both got big ovations. It was pretty cool to see the 12s give the due. And, you know, we'll see how it all plays out. But Gino's a vast improvement, with all due respect to Aiden O'Connell, who did get the reps last night after Gino went out, 18 of 30 for 205 yards, a score, and 2 interceptions. But that's not the plan. The plan is to go out there with Gino and get it done with Gino, and he's going to calm the waters. And then the other part of it is Ashton Jeanty. Let's see what he looks like. And the first thing we noticed is his pre-snap stance. Now, again, his stance that he had in Boise State, the nickname was the Jason stance, because he would stand upright, sort of like the famed horror character, just standing there, staring you down, and the house calls were coming from within the house, right?
Yep.
And the conversation was Chip Kelly, the new OC there, and Pete were like, that's just not the way it's done in the National Football League. You need to have a more traditional stance. And he did come out in the more traditional stance last night. But you're already seeing the conversation, even though, again, it's preseason, even though, again, you know, the kid ran 3 times for -1 yard.
You had more yards rushing yesterday.
I did. We all
Rich.
did combined.
You know what I mean?
I get it. But it's going to be like, oh, God, it's because they told him to change his stance. And why are you messing with the stance that had him be Ashton Jeanty? We'll find out if that's a legitimate question and concern. You know, in the first order of business, it'll be up to the New England defense to make that a narrative, because that's where Pete is bringing the Raiders to start things off. And I guess last night was a little taste. Pete's back on the sideline in a place where he used to coach. And the regular season's going to start off that way. And the preseason started off that way. But it's just, you know the way I feel about Pete. I'm obviously biased. But it was just great to see him back. He was doing his thing. Bouncing around, chewing gum, clapping, getting the kids up for competing. Hit it.
It was cool to be here. I loved it here. I've always loved the whole, you know, the whole experience that we had here, all those years together and all of that. And I don't forget that, and I don't disrespect that one bit. But it didn't translate to something crazy to me. It was just an opportunity to play in a great setting. And thanks to the league for putting us in this game when they figured it out. It was a good idea. And it's been a good one to look forward to. And I thought we handled it all right. I just wish we would have played better.
Was it weird at all at any moment?
No. Only that there was a couple times when guys made plays, and I'm looking at the screen at the end in the end zone, and I thought that was our guys making the play. You know, that did happen a couple times.
I love it. I love it. Brock Bowers didn't play, so let's go, right? But the first play, Geno's rolling was right. He had options, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Chip's going to know what to do. It's exciting. I'm excited for you Raiders fans out there. Very, very excited for you. You know, Seattle, no Sam Darnold. Jalen Milroe did get in there. Drew Lock's back in the mix there. You know, what else do we have to talk about here? I mean, it's all about running the ball, and it's going to be about that wide receiver room without DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. I mean, they have turned a page there, man. But Mike McDonald is in the mold of you know, John Schneider and what this fan base is used to. Tough defense, run the ball, smart offense, don't turn it over. Let the quarterback do his thing. And you know, Seattle's openers against San Francisco. What a week on when Pelissero's talking about it, we're so close to week one action, as he said in hour one. I kind of got all fired up about that, right?
Yeah, we are close. These two teams, I just think they're kind of similar. They're in the same boat, you know, in different conferences. They play in tough divisions. They're going to have a lot of things go right to make the playoffs. And then you got quarterbacks in new spots and, you know, successful guys for the most part. Sam Darnold, you know, we've seen it one time. Geno's been doing it for a couple of years. I kind of look at them as kind of the same team.
Do you? And we'll ask this question, then move on to what's more likely. Do you have a Jalen Milroe package if you're them? The packages, like you keep saying. Remember,
I can't see how you watched the game last night and don't think, man, we need to get this guy on the field.
Right?
Red zone, inside the 10.
But you're also disrupting your offense when you do it. You know what I mean? Like, if Sam Darnold's cooking, why do you take him off the field? It makes no sense to do that. But he is a weapon. You know what I mean?
He's pretty dynamic.
Right. Last year, when things were struggling a bit with Russ towards the end of the season, there wasn't even a concept of let's have a Justin Fields package. Remember Trey Lance? He, in the first drive of his career,
had the first touchdown
he
that
finished it up
season
because they took Jimmy G off and they would put him in the red zone. Do you do that if you're Seattle? Why would you do that if you've got Sam Darnold, you're paying him that money, and he's winging it around, and you got Kenneth Walker? I mean,
right.
Just sometimes, don't need to tell Seattle fans this, that it's keep it simple.
It's okay to just hand it off. You know what I mean?
I was trying to not hit the nail directly on the head, but you're the Patriot fan, so
that worked out for.
Although, and speaking of Marshawn, did you see he was on the sideline as a photog last night?
I did. That was cool.
So,
see what he did?
Yeah, he gave
the play got a little too close.
I'm shivering. Hey,
yeah,
it's just like bam.
You can't,
trying to protect his camera.
Hey, listen,
expensive.
Even if you've got a camera and a vest. You still beast mode.
I can't take it out of him.
You can't,
because that was a kind of an unnecessary shot.
Like, you
could have just put your hand up.
I saw that too. That was great. That was funny. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.